Now, there's something I've actually observed, especially among students with very good grades. When someone is scoring A plane, A minus, B plus, but they end up doing courses like Bachelor of Science General, Bachelor of Sports Science, Fisheries, Anthropology, Arts Science, Sociology, courses that are not marketable. There's a reason why such students normally land in those courses. I find that someone is in the remote areas, a very remote school. Now, he works very hard and scores A minus. From his school is a star. Then the parents, relatives, even teachers tell him, choose Bachelor of Medicine at the Nairobi University because they know he's a star. But what they are forgetting is that there are even better students from other schools, even national schools, who scored A plane very strong with 84 points. We will take up that course. So this the four choices that that student is given, all of them they meet they miss the cluster points. I find that most of the students in the village wants to join universities in Nairobi, where competition is very high. Nobody wants to go to the universities in the remote areas because that is where they grew up. They just want to be in Nairobi. But now, since the competition is very high, you find that someone is choosing Bachelor of Medicine in Nairobi, Bachelor of Actuarial Science in Nairobi, Bachelor of Pharmacy in KU, Bachelor of Architecture in JKUAT, all of them with very high cluster points. Since the competition is very high, instead of ignoring that student, they end up throwing him to any other course. Because of all the courses selected, there are some courses which nobody selects. So those are the courses which are reserved for people who make bad choices. So as a student and in a remote area, if you score a good grade, what you do is to avoid universities in Nairobi if you want a good grade, a good course. If you want to study, for example, Bachelor of Pharmacy, don't, and you scored a strong A minus, don't select any university in Nairobi. Select universities which are in remote areas, Garissa, Western, KCSE, Maseno, those universities. If you want nursing, select those universities where competition is very low. You will easily get a very good course, graduate, and get a job. Don't go to universities, don't choose universities in Nairobi. Competition is very high. For example, medicine. If you're in Bachelor of Medicine, the cluster points are the total points that needed are 83 or 84. Now you find that you scored a plane of 81 and you strictly want medicine. You apply University of Nairobi. Since competition is high and they need maybe 50 people, they only pick from the top schools those with 84 points. With your 81 points, you are given Bachelor of Education. But with that grade, you can do Bachelor of Medicine at Maseno or KCSE University. And once you graduate, nobody will care whether you were in Nairobi University or KCSE. The fact is, you have Bachelor of Medicine. So that is what many people went through. You find someone has been admitted to a very bad course at the University of Nairobi, for example, anthropology. And then they try desperately to change, which is very impossible. Or they transfer to another university. Instead of going through that struggle, when you are choosing courses, just pick, and you scored a very good grade. Choose the best courses in small universities, which are outside Nairobi. You can even go to Masai Mara University. You can even go to Pwani University. You can go to Garissa University. You can go to Turkana University. Those universities, choose the best in those universities. I can assure you will be admitted, you'll do the course, you'll graduate and get a job. And nobody should mislead you, because the competition up there is very high. Unless you score 84 points, don't choose universities in Nairobi. You land in a very bad course. But of course, if you score something like 80 points and you choose Bachelor of Education, University of Nairobi, you'll be admitted, because the cluster points are low and you're overqualified. So that's why you find most people who are graduates, they ended up doing courses which they did not want. I know a course like Bachelor of Actuarial Science in Nairobi. It has a very high cluster point, but that is not a course you can compare with nursing. Nursing is more marketable. If you go for nursing, you graduate, you'll get a job faster than someone who scored Bachelor of Actuarial Science. So whenever you are choosing a course, don't go for courses, marketable courses, which are in the universities of Nairobi, JKUAT, KU, these top universities, unless you have money to pay for self-sponsored.